There we go. Kind of need my microphone in order for people to hear me. What's good, everybody? Jenster here, and we are back with another art live stream. The last couple of live streams have been something else. I'll tell you what. Like, it's becoming a trend, you know, that it's not a Jenster live stream if something doesn't break. Well, last live stream broke so bad that I literally had to uninstall my OBS and reinstall it, and put all of my assets back together. It was not fun, but it looks like things are going to be working much better now. I can see that my stream is not freezing. My microphone is not sounding like a lawnmower. I think tonight's gonna be a much better night. So, without any further ado, why don't we get right into the art, shall we? Alright, I am going to pause my overlay, though, to make sure that, things don't overload. There we go. As pretty as the animation is for an entire hour of live streaming, it does overload my OBS a little bit. I like the overlay because, you know, it fits my aesthetic very well, but I want to make sure that we're not giving my laptop more to do than it needs to do, you know? Alright, so this character, I've been working on them for a while. They are... The character's name is Saturn, and they're from an artist called Mocha Bliss. I have two art fights right now that I'd like to work on stream. If I could finish this one on stream, that'd be great, and then be able to continue the second one, but if not, that's okay. It's not a big deal. Okay. I'm gonna fiddle with my sound settings for a minute. See, if I turn this down on here, will that turn down on my OBS? I don't think so. Okay. Let's get right back into it. Yeah, so I have an attack and a defense. If I could get to them today, that'd be great, but if not, you know, this is just a hangout stream to just talk and draw and chill out, so nothing of utmost importance or nothing at stake, so. Some good news that I want to share, though, while I'm doing this. The script for the next tutorial video I'm working on is coming along nicely. I'm about halfway done. As I've mentioned before, the topic of the next commentary tutorial video is going to be the do's and don'ts of taking commissions. And the major reason I'm doing a video about commission etiquette is because recently, and the fact that this has happened more than once makes me think that either there's a tutorial out there telling people to do this, or I don't know, it's just a theme right now. But recently I've had people come to my DMs 3 times that I can remember, with a very similar setup when it comes to commissions. You know, they come into my DMs and they're like, "Hi, I really like your characters," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you, that's so sweet." And then they'll say, "I'd like to draw some fan art for you," and I'm like, "Oh, that's really sweet, yeah, I don't mind at all." And then, after they say that, they're like, "How much will you pay me for it if I draw you fan art?" And I'm like, "Pay you for it?" Like, "Yeah, pay me for it. If I'm gonna draw art for you, I should be getting paid." And I'm like, that's not how that works. Like, and you know, because number one, it puts the person like in an uncomfortable situation, you know, because like I hate telling people no. Like that is one of the hardest things that I have trouble doing is I have trouble telling people no. So when somebody comes to my DMs, you know, sets up this conversation and you know is expecting me to pay them now that they've put their offers in my DMs, like it's a bit uncomfortable, you know. And the other the other thing that's hard is like because I have to tell this person no, now I'm afraid that they're going to get hostile and I have a you know, a situation like that on my hands. So I of course wow. I decline politely letting them know that I'm not looking for commissions right now, and I even offer them resources to use to actually advertise their commissions. Like I'm chronically on Reddit, you know, because I like image boards like that, and there are plenty of subreddits for commission advertisement, both for the people who are actually trying to sell and for the people who are looking for specific commissions. And those interactions inspired me to make a video, you know, about commission etiquette to make sure that people aren't missing out on a sale because they don't know where to start. So I'm about halfway done with that. There's no deadline for that video. I'd like to have it finished by next month, that, you know, to give myself some kind of goal to reach, but it's at least the next video coming up. That being said, in the end credits of my last video, the AI protection video, I put some artwork that I commissioned. Hang on one second. I need to check something. Make sure things are smooth. Let's see. Okay, good. In the last video I did, the AI protection video, I put some art that I'd commissioned from somebody at the end of it, you know, to celebrate someone's art whose style I really liked. So for the end of this video, I'm going to be doing the same thing, but I'm going to be putting fan art at the end of that video. And I'm starting, I asked this artist for permission. Somebody on BLUESKY had made some fan art of a character of mine. It's in my community posts. And I asked them for permission to include it in the end of my next video, which is going to be the commissions one. Because there's no time limit on it right now, if anybody wanted to make some fan art that they'd like featured at the end of the next video, I should have a form in my description that you can fill out. That both has some reference art of Jenster and, you know, a way to send it to me so I can see it and add it to the video. Nope, it's not in this one. Well, that's okay, because that is an easy fix. Yeah, so I'm going to grab the, link to that fan art submission form and put it in the description of this video. And of course, the live stream will still stay up after it's gone live. So while I'm working on the next video, like I said, if anybody wants to submit some fan art to be showcased at the end of that video, there is plenty of time. Alright. So let me mute this to make sure that yep, let me mute this to make sure that it's not gonna pop in. It probably is, but it's only gonna be like a fraction of a second. Pardon me. There we go. Okay. Right, I will grab the link to that form and put it in the description of this video. Okay. Oh, where'd my music go? Get back here. There we go. Put it in the description. Ah, the hyperlink's messed up. Okay, I won't take up any more time with that. But yeah, I will add the link to the fan art submission form after this live stream is over, so that submissions can be put in and potential fan art can be shown at the end of that video. Let's see. Yeah, so for ArtFight this year, because it's also aesthetics that I really like, I focused heavily on characters that were either space themed or had like blue and purple color schemes. Because something about space and the aesthetic of like nebulas and stuff is just absolutely so fascinating to me. Not just the mysticism of it, and the beauty of it, but like, I don't know, something about it just captivates me so much. And of course you can just see it in the aesthetics of a lot of my own characters too. I think this hair could stand to be a little wider. There we go. We're gonna warp it at the top. Right there. Just a itty bit. Keep the waviness, but needs to be just a little bit further out. Let's see. Right there, I think. Does that look good enough? Because some of it's gonna be covered up by the antenna, so it doesn't need to be like pixel perfect. Yep, there we go. I also really love the waviness of this character's hair. Like, I love how poofy it looks. It's so cute. Okay. Right, so why don't we... I'll put a little bit down here. Okay. Nope, they don't have visible eyebrows. Okay. What next? We'll put the raccoon stripe right here. I think that's what that style's called. That very early 2000s, like, stripes in the hair. That's called raccoon stripes, right? Fairly certain. Okay. Yeah, I think I know why my live streams have been breaking so bad lately too. Like, besides asking my poor little art laptop to basically do a custom PC's job, I have to plug in the ports to like my webcam and my microphones in exactly the right order because they don't like to share space for some reason. Like, something will buffer, so I have to kind of like memorize which order to plug things in, and I think I've got it down. You know, the hope is to one day be at a good enough place to buy a bit more up-to-date hardware, and especially hardware specifically for streaming. But for what I've got going, you know, things are definitely going well. And of course, you know, you don't improve without hiccups along the way. You know, and also it's kind of funny that my two sayings right now are, it's not a Jenster live stream if something doesn't break, and when Jenster says 6:30, she actually means 7. So it's kind of become my thing. I can poke fun at myself and not be too bothered by it. But I've also improved greatly from when I first started anyway. Like, back in the day, I haven't got a clue how I used to do this. But back in the day, because I didn't know how to use OBS, and I was like 9 or so. What I used to do to record speed paints was I used to hold my phone, my cell phone at the time, in my left hand, my non-dominant hand, and record myself, record the screen of my laptop with my cell phone in my left hand and draw with a mouse with my right hand. Like, those old speed paints are still floating around on my very, very old kid YouTube. But like, I don't even know how I did that stuff. Like, I MacGyvered speed painting to an incredible degree, and somehow, despite the phone leaning every once in a while, because, you know, I'm literally drawing with one hand and holding a camera up with the other, those speed paints didn't look too bad. I used to edit them in Windows Movie Maker, like, and then and now look at me. I've gone from Windows Movie Maker cell phone recording speed paints to having my own VTuber, having my own streaming schedule, to having an audience, period. Like, yeah, I would say things are going pretty good, and the more I find new things, the more I improve, and even the more I mess up, you know, the more things are gonna get better. You know, and that goes for anybody wanting to do this. Yep, let's get rid of that. Okay. Try not to, like, obviously I want to make this character look good because it belongs to somebody else, but I'm trying not to nitpick the details so much, especially since I'm on a bit more of a time crunch tonight than usual. Yeah, it's looking good. Let's see, am I missing anything else important? I think that hair is supposed to connect a bit more. Yeah, we'll do it right there. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's coming together now. Hopefully we'll at least have time for, some flat coloring today. Yeah. There's a bunch of revenges that I want to get to before ArtFight is over, because I think we've only got a week and a couple days. So I'm gonna try and crank out my revenges as best as I can, because I don't, like, it's not always possible to get every single revenge, like, depending on how many that you've gotten. You know, I at least say thank you to the attacks on my characters, you know, to let the person know that I saw it and I appreciate it. I tend to have a bit of a hard time with revenges, though, because usually what I do is I stockpile the characters that I'm interested in and start doing them before I even get any attacks, and that's just in case I don't get any attacks that year in the first place. But this year I actually got way more attacks than I was expecting, and, you know, I don't want to seem like I'm only taking, I want to give back too. But, luckily some of the people that I had planned on attacking in the first place actually attacked me first. I think they were followers / mutuals of mine. No, I'm getting my info mixed up. What had happened was, am I? Oh no, the ADHD is making me short circuit. Hold on, words. Okay, I know what I was trying to say now. I had bookmarked the characters of some mutuals from ArtFight that I was going to attack anyway. But then my mutuals went and attacked me first, which means the characters I was going to attack are revenges now, and I actually am giving back. So that's a win-win for me, because not only did I plan on doing it anyway, but now I can actually give back and feel like I'm not just taking. But I do gotta say, this year's ArtFight, I won't get into the drama because that's not what my channel's for, but this year's ArtFight actually went pretty well in my opinion. Like, oh, that's not right. Like, I think how things were handled this year, including you know, some scares that happened, like I said, without getting into drama, I think things were handled pretty well this year. You know, I would say that things were pretty fair. I've got to get in the habit, though, of drawing in June, at least for my mutuals. Maybe what I should do is I should take the characters of my mutuals, stockpile them the month before, and then spend July, after uploading my mutuals characters, spend July, doing the characters for strangers or people I haven't met yet. Because I would hate to, like, have to, like, have a limited number slot list, essentially, when it comes to ArtFight, because especially with how things are going right now in the art space, you know, having something like ArtFight to kind of reunite people, get the creative juices flowing, stuff like that, that is really needed right now. So, I want to try not to, like, cut corners with something like that, but actually make sure that my care and effort is noticeable. I keep turning my head to look at my Control Z key. I don't need to do that. Like, I know where the key is. I'm just gonna give myself whiplash. Yep, don't need to do that. Let's check the stream health real quick. Make sure things are okay. So far, so good. Yeah. Yeah, not bad. Should probably talk a little closer to the microphone, though. That'll probably help. There we go. Alright, back into it. Let's see. How is stuff looking? Pretty good. Pretty good. Does it have to be perfect, Jed? I know you want to make it perfect because this is somebody's baby. Oof. There we go. Yeah. Not bad. I am liking how this is coming out so far. Yeah, so I also talked about this in the last live stream, that I'm considering moving the live stream date to Tuesday instead of Thursday, because it might work better with my schedule. I have contract work with somebody from my church, and I've basically been meeting them every Thursday unless they have to reschedule for any reason. So instead of constantly making myself late, my Tuesdays are usually open. So I might switch next week's live stream to Tuesday and see how that works, if that is better than Thursday. Because obviously, you know, a peak live stream time would be on either Friday or Saturday, but I stream on Twitch on Saturday just to branch out with other platforms. So I'd rather stream to YouTube during the week because it's another good platform. I also, maybe, because, like, what's the date for next Tuesday? Next Tuesday is still July, so maybe I'll do one more ArtFight live stream, just to get as many ArtFights as I can done. You know, even if I, like, last minute it, you know, I still want to at least complete the stuff I intended to make for people. We'll do that. Okay. Because, like, I know that you can do rough sketches for people. It doesn't have to be clean all the time, but I like putting in the extra detail. And that's another reason why I like to draw other people's characters. Like, seeing their style and like art elements that they've put into their characters, and like learning how to do something that I would have never tried myself. Like, I really need to get in the habit of using gradients in actual character design more. Because I'm an animator, so I have to cut corners in certain areas, like, unless I want to try and make a studio-worthy masterpiece by myself, which, if I had a project I'd be willing to pour 10 or 20 years into, then yeah, absolutely. But, you know, obviously the difference between animation and, like, just character art in general is, since nothing is moving, you're free to put in a lot more detail. So seeing, well, hang on, I'm tripping on my words again. So because I'm an animator, my style tends to be really cartoony and simple, you know, to save on animation time. So because of that, I've kind of made myself not stale, but I can't think of a better word. I mean stale in the sense that because I draw simpler for animation, I also tend to draw simpler in my regular art. So I'd like to, you know, practice actually putting in the effort that I'm allowed to have when it comes to regular character art, and not simplify it just because it's what I'm used to. So drawing a character that has a lot of gradients in their design or a lot of extra pieces, you know, as well as doing something nice for somebody else, helps me tremendously get out of my art funk, essentially. So that's one of the reasons why I like ArtFight so much. You know, at the same time, you're doing something nice for somebody and also stretching your artist's legs as well. And speaking of animation, I actually plan on getting back into animating. I've missed it so much. I used to do it a lot more often when I was younger, and also a lot more often because of art school. But I have some ideas for skits that I want to do and get the creative juices for my animations flowing again. You know, because I haven't like legitimately animated something since I think the Senior Palo parody animation that I made, which also just broke 26,000 views. So I super duper appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you liking my parody that much. Yeah, in the time that I used it as an example in my anti-AI and theft video, and up till today, it gained 5,000 more views, and I am super appreciative of that. You know, I have both ideas for original animated skits as well as parodies using sound bites, so hopefully those will be on the way soon. But, you know, because animation takes a long time, I want to purposefully put effort into it again. Let's see. Creases in clothing has always been a tough art thing for me. I have really um I have difficulty with like clothing and fabric physics essentially in art. Something else that I want to get in the habit of doing more as well is giving my characters actual designs on their shirts that I would have to draw over and over again. Um, because like I have a really bad habit of giving my characters simple clothes, like, you know, just a solid colored shirt and jeans and like nothing else, or like a tank top with like a circle on it as a design. So I'd like to get in the habit of, you know, making the character designs more intricate in the first place and redrawing them with that, you know. Because I wear graphic tees a lot myself, so it'd be cool if I got in the habit of drawing shirts that had text on it and adding a bit more detail that way. Yeah, like, I've gotten better at making my characters look like they're actually wearing the clothes, and it doesn't just look like, you know, like a plastic doll with their arms connected to the end of a tube. Like, actually showing them wearing the clothes I've gotten better at, but cloth physics still needs some work. So that would be the next major thing I would want to practice with. Okay. Alright, do that. Okay. Right, excellent, excellent. Alright, now we need some floof at the end of the neck over here. Yep, so far so good. I think this is coming out pretty well. Yep, I really like this artist's style. I really like you know, the big shiny eyes and the little details throughout. Definitely love the color palette, of course. Yep. And their line work, the varying line weights is also really cool. I appreciate really aesthetically pleasing line weight. That's one of my favorite art things. I've thought about, I don't know if I want to do this. I've thought about it though, because you know, there's a trend with like popular artists on YouTube um roasting their subscribers' art or fixing it. And I thought about doing something like that, but in a much more positive light. Like, I have a placeholder Discord, and the only reason I haven't really opened it to the public is because, I'm not on there consistently enough to like upkeep it right now. I would like to have a Discord that I could run, you know, and kind of build a community out of. But, the reason why I bring that up is because I think it would be cool to have kind of like critique parties. Like I used to do that in art college. At the end of a period of time that we were given to work on our art projects, we would gather in a room, show off our work, and then receive critiques from our peers. And you know, it's kind of clickbait. Excuse me, what are my words today? It's kind of clickbaity and attention grabbing, of course, to say roasting my fans' art, fixing my fans' art, blah 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 blah. But I would like to do something like that in an actual positive light, like you know, like live critiques or something like that, to help especially upcoming artists you know, overcome some hurdles that they're going through, and you know, also make sure people know that it's not a roast, it's not an attack on their style or anything like that, just an opportunity to grow. So I've thought about it, I just don't know how I would go about it. Like, I don't know if I would like live stream in a Discord, or like make a separate, like do it in a video format, like have subscribers send stuff to me and then I make a video about it. I would prefer to do it live and then edit the live stream so that both the person who wants the critique on their art can actively see me helping them with it, and also you know, for the party slash community aspect of it. So I'm thinking about it because I don't think I'm big enough necessarily to get a lot of submissions on that, but you know, especially since community art spaces can be negative sometimes, you know, I just want to open a positive door for something and actually help people looking to grow, like at least give somebody another perspective on it in a positive teaching way, not a there I fixed it for you way, because that's not right. Gotta do the antenna. Oh, hold up, get back here. I think the antenna is gonna prove to be the most difficult part. There we go, that's about the size I want. Okay. Here we go. Little nub right here. Okay. Shave a little bit of that off. Yep. Excellent. Okay, let's add a bit more. There we go. Yeah, that's about where I want it. And then we'll cut this part out. A little bit. Right there. Nope. A little bit more. A little bit more. Teeny tiny little shave off in the corner. There. Okay. And then down here. Almost there. There we go. And then a little bit right there. Yep. Okay. Right. And then we'll get rid of this hair line right here. There we go. Wonderful. Okay. A little more. A little bit more. Teeny tiny. Yep. There we go. There. And then we'll make the eraser a little bigger. Get rid of that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, because, like, I also want to be careful. I'm not an art teacher. Like, anybody can teach, but their credentials is what makes their teaching, like, what's the word? Their credentials is what makes their teaching worth considering. You know, I don't want to just lie. I don't want, not that I would anyway, of course, but I don't want to, like, lie or, like, you know, try to make people draw like me. But my credentials would be, you know, I've been doing art professionally for 10 years. I've been selling commissions and doing contract work for about a decade. You know, I went to art school to learn not just art principles in general, but I also took some art business classes to learn how to sell my art and make a brand and things like that. And plus, you know, it's also nice to get an extra pair of eyes on something that you're working on, because when you're just working on it, you're either going to always agree with yourself or always disagree with yourself. So it helps to get some input from other people. I just want to make sure that it's positive and meant to encourage and improve, and not, you know, come off like know-it-all sounding like, you better listen to me, I know what I'm talking about. Like, want to make sure that is not how that is perceived. But that might be a good idea. Who knows? Maybe that could be like a subscriber special. Maybe I could give a subscriber goal, and if we make it to that many subscribers, I will clean up my Discord, make it accessible one way or another, either through like a form or just however, and do some kind of critique watch party that way. What the subscriber goal should be, I don't know, because I'm still at a little over 600, so maybe a 1K goal sounds a bit too big. Maybe like an 800 subscriber goal. I would make my Discord public, do a critique watch party, and open up the chance for people to get positive tips on their art. So maybe at the end of the next video that I'm working on, I might announce that. I might announce that I'm doing a YouTube subscriber goal, and if we meet that goal, not necessarily an amount of time, like it would just be a milestone, but if we meet the subscriber goal, I would clean up my Discord, make it accessible, and do like a critique watch party live stream. I think that might be a good idea. Yep, and then that would take the place of the Tuesday or Thursday live stream if that were the case. And then I would edit it afterwards for the sake of a regular YouTube video. I think that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, it's just people are very untrusting of critiques lately and very untrusting of like artist giveaways, so I just want to make sure that it's done respectfully and organized. There we go. Come on, eyeball. Work with me here. There we go. Yeah. we don't want the iris to look like it has eyeliner on. That would be silly. There we go. Shave a little bit of that off. Okay. A little bit more. A little more. Alright, and then same thing over here. Just a itty bit. Alright, let me turn off the construction lines to make sure it's coming out okay. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Might add just a itty bit more eyeliner on the eyes themselves. But yeah, things are looking pretty much where I want them. Alright, let's finish up that other eye, and then I think I can start the coloring and minor details. So, we'll take this, and we'll do that. And then I'm gonna have to close this gap. I didn't think about that. Let's see. How to close the gap? Maybe like, why don't I start with the gap first? That might help. So, right here. Yeah, okay. We'll close the gap for now. Then we will draw the other eye. Okay. We'll round it out a bit at the bottom here, because don't want it to look uncanny. Okay. We'll round it out a little bit, like that. Okay. And then we'll erase it down this way. Let's shrink that a little bit. We'll erase it down at the bottom to round it off some and kind of make the closing of the gap a bit more seamless. Like that, I think would be okay. Then we'll shrink a little bit of the iris line down so it's not as thick, like this. Okay. Nicely done, nicely done. A little more. Alright, cool. Oh, let's take a teeny bit more off. Just a itty bit. There we go. Itty bit. Nope. Too much. Itty bit. Teeny amount. There we go. That's better. And then real quick before we move to the coloring, I will thicken the eyelashes a bit. Just a little bit. There we go. Thicken it. Thicken it. Nope. There. Hey. No. Just a teeny bit. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. And then we'll shave a little bit off. Just to... Oh no. Is that going to become my next new saying? That's going to be the thing I'm going to quote more often? Just a little bit. An itty bit. Because the last thing I want to do is have something like that get annoying real fast. Not my intention. Yeah, it's one of those things that you don't realize you're doing it until you really think about it. And I am so glad today's live stream has gone much better. Like, the last couple of live streams, like, something has just broken, something awful. So, I am glad I am on the right step. And things are improving from here. That makes me happy. Okay. A little more. A little more. Not too much. Scoop. Nope. There we go. Take a little bit of the eyeliner thickness off. I think that's enough. Let me take a quick look before I do the other eye. And then we'll erase some right here. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that looks about the thickness I want. Okay, now we'll do the other eye and maybe hopefully start some base coloring. Okay. A little more. Right there. About right there. There we go. Right, a little more, a little more. Don't want it. I also have a really bad habit of making the eye that's furthest away, like, much thicker or much bigger than the one that's closer to the camera, essentially. I don't know why I do that. It's just a bad artist habit of mine. Because, like, it's not a bad habit in the sense, like, oh, I need to stop doing it immediately. It's just if I don't catch it and I don't correct it at least a little, it might look really obvious. Or it might be one of those things that once you see it, like if I were to point it out to you, you wouldn't be able to unsee it, and I wouldn't want to draw attention to my art like that. So I'm going to try and pay attention today to make sure that doesn't happen with this piece. Okay, there we go, almost there. Okay, a little more, there. Alright, and now which direction should I take some of that ink off? Maybe I should add just a little bit right here. There we go. Then we will take a bit off right here. Yep, just like that. Yeah, we're getting there, we're getting there. Okay, a little more. There we go. And then smooth this out so it doesn't look so wiggly, because that's not the look we're going for. We don't want wiggly, we want smooth. Okay. How's that looking? Yeah, it's a little thick. I'll take some off. Great, now that I said it, I can't stop from catching myself saying just a little bit. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? I can't unhear it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I think that's about the thickness I'm looking for. Right, let's take the rough off. Yeah, not bad. This is looking really cute so far. Loving the bold liner. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Yep. Something that I do like in my own art, I really do like a mix of really thick bold lines and really thin lines. Like I love really satisfying what's it called? Pen pressure. Yeah. One of my favorite art things both to implement and look at is satisfying pen pressure. Teeny tiny little, there we go. Yeah, I think this is ready for color. Oh, they have a little bean eyebrow. Let me add that. Little bean eyebrow right up there. Yeah, just like that. Oh, absolutely, just makes it pop so much more. Oh, yes, I agree. I agree 100%. Alright, need the bean eyebrow. There we go. Right, and then we'll shrink that right there. Okay, add a... Nope, that's too thick. We need a smaller. Smaller. Okay. I think that's where I want it. Let me zoom out and take a look. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. I'll add the bean eyebrow to the other side just to even it out for myself, and also so that even though I'm referencing the original character art, of course, and like referencing the pose and everything, you know, I still want it to be unique and not just basically give them a copy of what they already made. So we'll add a few details in other places for that. There we go. Let's see, am I missing any key details? It doesn't look like it. The hair is nice and fluffy. I'm gonna make the stars a solid color instead of have black outlines. I don't No, I don't want to give them black pupils. I'll make them colored like their reference. Okay, think we're ready to start coloring, and I don't expect to finish this tonight. I'm just live streaming for the heck of it. So anything I can add before I sign off for the night is a bonus. But I lucked out because I had already started some of the line art in my free time for this instead of on a live stream. So it's not like I completely started from scratch. Because I have a bit more of a time crunch tonight than I usually do during my live streams, so want to make good use of the time. Yep. There we go. Looking pretty good. Yep, like I said at the beginning of the live stream, I just have such a huge bias for characters based off of space, and especially with blue and purple color schemes. Like, that is my favorite aesthetic and color palette choice. And I thought that this person's character was just too adorable. I couldn't resist. There we go. Fill in a little more. Yeah, I also have a bit of a bias for two-tone characters, like with alternating color patterns, as you can probably tell from my own avatar. Yeah, I don't want to go overtime art fights for fun after all. Oh yeah, for sure. Never can go wrong with that aesthetic color combo. Yep, 100%. Yep, because I have replicated that aesthetic in my avatar. You know, I have the alternating blue and pink and purple. I never thought that I would get into like the heterochromia aesthetic though, because my characters back in the day used to be like so precise. Like, I don't know why, but for some reason when I was younger, I wasn't really that creative. Like all of my characters were like just so straightforward. Like, I would say in the last 5 years, I've done wrong color. I've done a bit more exploring and like getting funky with like colors and just general design. I had a point. Where was I going with this? Um, no, ADHD brain. I can't remember where I was going with this. I think I was going to say that I didn't think that I would like the heterochromia aesthetic or like alternating colors like left right that much. But I don't know. Like, I guess my taste has just changed. And you know, you don't always need an explanation for anything. Sometimes the brain is just like, "Yes, this I like. Do more of it." Yeah, got to be careful with those tangents. They can either freeze my brain entirely, or I can go on for hours based on the same topic. Like, choose wisely. There we go. We got some pink over here. Yep, some pink over here. Yeah, just like me, never thought I'd go for bold neon colors, but after experimenting, it ended up there. Beauty of experimentation. Yes, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. We need some blue in this ear, just like that. There we go. And a little bit of that. Okay. Oh, I didn't even notice their ear tips are alternating like that too. That's adorable. I love it. Let's see. This way. See, my avatar was based on a was based off of a costume that I made out of Amazon pieces essentially. Like I bought an LED mask that had the X'd out eyes with alternating colors, and then I bought a bunch of other things like it, like an LED headset, hoodie with very similar color scheme, and rolled with it. Like, just artist creativity, man. You know, the like, despite being an artist myself, you know, sometimes it just amazes me what we're able to come up with. Like, obviously, because certain parts of the stuff I ordered online had like recognizable things on it. Like the hoodie I bought has a recognizable design that I wouldn't want to steal for myself. Like I had to simplify it um to make it my own. Like cuz wearing it on camera versus for one-off videos versus like making it my business wouldn't be right because I'm not the one who made the hoodie. It would be different if I actually came up with the art myself. Yeah, that's why I like following artist subreddits so much. You know, just to get a variety of the creativity people can have. Like I follow artist image boards of varying mediums. Like I follow some like plushie making ones, some metal working, like, and it also helps to make sure that you know you're getting a positive flow of social media each day. Like at least in my opinion, by having these message boards that I um check a few times a day and like just seeing people make stuff and be happy about it, like it's pure joy in my opinion. Let's see. Why don't we make sure all the base colors are covered first and then I'll start with the little details like the stars and the hair. That's a really fun story on the design. The combo stuff came out nice for sure. And yeah, creativity is a blessing. Just so cool to see. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I actually wore that costume on camera for my last video. The the only reason I don't do it more often is because it is summer right now and that hoodie is big and poofy and hot. For video recording in the fall, absolutely, but right now it is way too hot to be wearing that thing. I do it for pictures though that are just like an hour or so at a time. Plus, you know, if I get big enough to go to like larger scale like conventions, you know, it's nice to have something that I can wear that's essentially a character of mine. Let's see. Next is the raccoon stripes, I think. Right there. There we go. Hoodie in summer is a death sentence. Do not blame you. No. No. Because, like, I live way up north and it's still super hot up here. We've had a cooling period, luckily, but it's still, like, still pretty up there right now. I think I might at least get all of the base colors done before the live stream is over. That'd be nice. Like, because I am the kind of person that for the aesthetic would wear like clothing that like is ridiculous. Like, yes, I used to wear hoodies in the summer. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was like, it's for the aesthetic as I'm like pooling in my own yuck. But I'm also the kind of person who's insane enough to get iced coffee in the middle of winter. So what does that say about me? um, are their raccoon stripes the same color as their bandana? It looks like it. No, it's actually slightly Slightly lighter. Okay, that was a good catch. Let me see. Yeah, just a itty bit. But it's also a gradient, so the color is going to be slightly off. There we go. Nicely done. Surprisingly, though, I found that the LED mask is actually pretty easy to see out of. Like, I've even considered doing a video game live stream where I actually wear the mask and have a webcam on. Because I thought that the way that the LEDs were set up, that it would, like, blind me as I try to look at a screen, but the vision on that is surprisingly good. You know, maybe sometime for one of my gaming live streams, I can, like, actually record myself. I think that'd be cool. Yep, all this what you call it? All this there's a better word than planning. I can't think of it. All this conceptualizing? No? I can't think of the word that I want. It'll probably come to me in the middle of the night. I'll be like asleep, and then I'll stand up in the middle of the night and be like, it was that word! Huh. I thought it might be difficult because of the light blinding. Yeah, good, they actually thought. Yeah, surprisingly, because, like, it's one of those, like, cheaper Amazon ones. Like, oh dear, I'm buffering. No, I'm freezing. Um, it was on the cheaper side, but yeah, like, it is incredibly easy to see out of. And the LEDs aren't even, like, in your face, because when I was recording, um, the footage for that video, like, I had to stare at my script for like hours at a time, and surprisingly, I could see, and surprisingly, my eyes didn't hurt. Do do do. There we go. Let's see. So what I usually do is I color the artboard so that I can see any places that need white, and to make sure that there's no holes in the base colors. Yeah, so just something like a bit darker than the rest of the colors tends to work just fine. Yeah, because, like, I don't just do, like, the masked YouTubing or the avatar VTuber stuff for identity's sake. I do it just because it's cool. Like, how this stuff works just fascinates me, and, like, having, like, yeah, it's me. Like, it's not like a separate OC necessarily. It's a persona, but having a character that you can actually embody is super cool to me. Like, something that you can wear to conventions, something that you can wear on camera. Like, just having something like that that's yours is super fascinating to me. And that's what I tried to emulate with my mascot. Let's see. The pink is over here, and the lavender or periwinkle is over there. Okay. Right here. There we go. All nice and pretty. Yeah, I can see how the artist separated their colors. Like, they use the different values in the shading. Because as you can see, it's all technically the same color palette. This pink right here and this pink right here are the same pink, but because of the gradients and the different levels of shading, like it's incredible. Like, these are just the random things that I noticed, like, oh, that's what the artist did. That's so cool. Like, stuff like that. hard to believe sometimes, like, two people can have the same exact drawing program and make two drastically different types of art. Because, like, I use Photoshop just because it's what I've used my whole life and know how to use the most. But me drawing these, like, in this cartoony style versus somebody that can do, like, photorealism, it's madness. It's all the same brushes, all the same, overlays, and yet it's just insane. I love it. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. There we go. Alright, other side. This one. Cool, 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 cool. A little more, it's a bit too short. Maybe up there? Yeah, I think that makes it better. Nope, I do not need to create a polygon, thank you, get out of here. God, I cannot wrap my head around Photoshop for drawing, photo editing, graphic design, but drawing props, man, yeah. Because, like, I do know how to like, actually, photo edit and even photo mash. Like, I've done some, like, photo manipulation projects before that were pretty good. But, yeah, it's insane. Well, it's no different than two people being given the same number 2 pencil. One person creating, like, a Saturday morning cartoon and one person creating a Mona Lisa. Like, I just love artists, man. I love being a part of a positive art community. I love the creativity of it all. Like, it's just awesome. Like, people have to realize that people have to realize how awesome they are way more often. What color is that nose? Looks like a very dark purple. There we go. And then a little bit of shine right over here. It's like, I would consider my use of Photoshop pretty basic. Like, you know, because essentially I'm just using brushes of different sizes. But you can still like really find yourself, you know, with the same materials if you know where to look. Yeah, art is powerful stuff, man. It's always a blast to see what people create. Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. There we go. Okie dokie. Let's see. You know, I think we might get the flat coloring finished before I call it a night. I'm gonna draw for a few more minutes because I gotta leave a bit earlier than normal. But I want to at least get the base stuff done. You know, I think I will shade it. I'll just shade it off camera. Go the extra mile like that. Okay. Because I think shading would help the eyes look a bit better on this. Like, I still cry when I get fan art. Like, it's such an awesome feeling when, like, you're making stuff just for fun. Like, you're not even doing it for, like, a business or to get anything out of it. You're just making things for fun because it makes you happy and makes other people happy. And then somebody takes the time out of their day, you know, to give you thank you art. Like, it's just such a nice feeling. It really is. You know, and I don't want my subscribers to ever think that I would take fan art for granted. I love it and I appreciate it. You know, I really do love and appreciate the people who have been helping me to grow. I appreciate that the live streams have been going so well and the feedback both on and off camera has been awesome. And even the times that it hasn't been awesome, like it hasn't been like bothersome. Like, I think I want to get in the habit of making sure that when I sign off at the end of each live stream that I am giving proper thanks. Maybe I should get a crying sticker to put over my my VTuber so that I can have tears of joy. I know, right? Like, God, nothing beats that feeling. That's why I love ArtFight. Exactly. You know, I read it as I know right before I realized it was a spelling error. Exactly. Artists need that positivity in that community right now. We really do. But like I said at the beginning of the live stream, I really think that ArtFight was handled much better this year. There we go. Let's fix that, shall we? There. And then the other color goes right here. And they've got a little bit of white on the bottom as well. A little like white triangle right here. Okay, we'll smooth that out with the other color. There we go. They've got white on their muzzle right here. Right there. Okay. And they've got those colored stripes right there too. Right here. Yeah. And we'll smooth it out with the white like this. Oh, too much. A little less. And then smooth the other side of it with this one. There. Normally I would be going layer crazy, but to try and save time and not like spend so much time on perfection details, I am just using one layer at a time. So I've got to plan accordingly. There we go. A little more right up there. Okay. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay, what else? What else? Oh, the stars. I almost forgot the stars. Durr. For that, I will make another layer, though, to make sure that I can move them around without messing up the color underneath them. See, they've got 4 of them. So one right here. Okay. Right here. More arms right there. Oh, hey, get back here. There we go. And the 2 other arms right there. Lovely, lovely. Yeah, plus if they're on another layer, I can erase them without erasing what's behind them, so there we go. Alright, there's one. And another one. Okay. There we go. 2 more little arms right here. A little more. There we go. There we go. Yeah, usually I'm a bit more energetic than I am tonight, but for some reason I'm just wiped today. Like, I still wanted to do the live stream because I want to finish these art fights and stick to my schedule. But, like, I feel very sleepy. So I'm going to get to a stopping point real quick. It's not even that late where I am. I think I've just need to go to bed. But that's okay. We're still having a good time. That's what matters. Here we go. Right there. A little more. There we go. Right, and then one more, I think, on the other side. Yep. There we go. Take a little bit of those off. Oh, I'll take some of that off too. Right there. Right there. There, right there. And then even it out a little more. Right there. Nice, nicely done. Almost there. There we go. Get rid of these little tangents right there so they don't stick out so bad. There we go. Let's see. I think the rest of it is going to be details that I'll add later. So I think I'll stop the stream here tonight so I can take care of what I need to take care of. But really appreciate everybody who came out to see. Really appreciate the chat. I'm so glad you're here. Of course, if you like my content and would like to support me further, I have a Patreon with membership rewards. I will see you hopefully next Tuesday, but if not, I stream on Twitch every Saturday starting at 10:30 or 11 a.m. So, love you all, bless you all, peace out.